One season here on Sunday night, 5:30, and unusually we do not have Jamie alongside me in the commentary box tonight. We have got a fellow Scotsman in Paul McGuinness, so it's an all Scottish affair in the commentary box, and it would appear we've brought the Scottish weather with us. So I'm afraid to say, damp conditions are upon us here at the Hungarian, and it's intermediate tyres. And Paul, that's exactly what we want on a track like Hungary, but it's difficult to overtake. It can really mix the field up, can't it?
Yeah, indeed, it's tricky enough in the dry conditions, never mind in these really damp conditions, so it'll definitely test the drivers out, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's going to be an exciting affair. So I wonder how the lap times are going to go. I've got no idea what would be the ideal lap time. I don't know you, Paul. Do you do much practice in damp conditions? Obviously, you've got ILR2 coming up after this. Have you got any idea of a lap time in these intermediate conditions? Of what would be close enough for Paul, or is it just a lottery? We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, no, definitely a lottery. I can't say I've done any wet testing here, but I know in the dry it's around, probably for these guys, it's probably in the high 15s, so okay. Maybe even the low 15s, but in the dry I'm not too sure, so we'll just need to wait and see.
Yep, we'll have to keep an eye and see if this track does dry out. But at the moment, with 7 minutes to go in qualifying, it does appear that the rain is continuing to fall, and I do not think here in qualifying we're going to see any sign of those dry tyres as I ride on board with Calic, who was going sideways there up the hill at the end of that first sector and going sideways again, the back end all over the place with Calic's car, and he's wiping out some advertising boards there as Michelangelo goes to the top of the timesheets with a 1:30.1. He's immediately replaced at the top by VSR Brady, who looked very handy last time out, but in Silverstone got the pole position, but crucially was unable to show any sort of a really good race pace to win that battle when it came to the Grand Prix on Sunday. As It's Me now goes second quickest. A quick word on It's Me, Paul. I mean, a man that has been in ILR2 for so long and did so well last season winning the championship. He really has come into his own in ILR1 and has really started to show some serious pace, hasn't he? Yeah,
the last couple of races he's been absolutely on it. I've been watching obviously through the streams, and yeah, I'm quite impressed with Callum. He was a really strong contender in ILR2 last season, so you know, it's good to see Callum finally getting to grips, quite literally.
Yeah, and obviously he went into this tier at the start of the season. Matt Tibos went into the tier at the start of the season, coming up from ILR2, and Brandon came up from ILR3, but unfortunately he's moved back down into ILR2. The ILR3 step was just a little bit too much, going up 2 tiers into ILR1, so down he went. But yeah, It's Me putting on a fine now, and he's not far away from that pole position of VSR Brady. What a story it would be for It's Me as he goes really wide, the back end out, and across the runoff area he goes. And that's what happens in damp conditions, Paul, isn't it? You push too hard, get a wheel in the grass, and round you go.
Yeah, especially on these conditions on the curbs, and that's it. That's you spinning. So, you know, I don't know if he was on a quicker lap there, but obviously now that lap's out the window.
Yep, that lap absolutely out the window, and he's coming into the pits, is he? No,
yep.
Yeah, he is. So Brady in, It's Me in, Michael in, Clippy in, all the drivers coming into the pits. I think Matt Tibos will also be coming in. Yep, he's in lean fuel. So Matt Tibos again also up into the top 5. So a very solid effort from him in his opening attempt. But everyone just bringing their way back into the pitch. I've just got to apologise to you guys for bringing you the qualifying session a little bit late. I had a few issues with my console, but we are sorted now as Jack Lacey comes into the pits and very nearly locks up and does a Kimi Raikkonen from Nürburgring 2007 and misses the pit lane completely, but thankfully he keeps it all together and just about makes his way down that pit lane. Interestingly, Nowek now has gone up into 4th position, and has he got fuel to do another lap? I don't think so, but yeah, he's just gone 4th quickest, so a little bit out of sync with everyone else is Nowek to go 4th. What about Bullet and Phil? They're both out on the track at the moment through these treacherous conditions, with Bullet's teammate up in 2nd place. He was looking to go one better and go move up onto the front row himself, but I don't think he can. He's not had any pace all season long, and he's currently half a second down on his current best lap. Is he going to stay out there on these tyres and hopefully get the best of the conditions? Because that's what you have to do, Paul, a lot of the time in damp weather, isn't it? You've got to be out on the racetrack at the right time, so quite often cars just fill up for the session, don't they?
Yeah, just fill up and go as long as you can. Obviously the track will hopefully dry out, so might even be last man across the line if it does dry up a little.
Yeah, absolutely. As Frisky CJ goes 11th quickest, or is just starting a flying lap, I believe. What about Phil Bardwell? He's coming into the pits, so 16th at the moment. for him. We're going around 1.8 drivers who have got a time on the board at the moment, and just a tenth of a second, Paul, covering those top 4 with 3 minutes to go in the session. It's time to give you a quick rundown. It's VSR Brady on pole at the moment at 130.0. It's me second, 130.1. Michael and Norway third and fourth also with a 130.1. 3 thousandths separating the guys in third and fourth. Then a little gap back to Cliffy, a 130.3. Then Matt Tibos sixth, 130.4. Lewis also on a 130.4, and Lewis so far not getting a lap on the board that he'd be particularly happy with, so he'll be trying to move himself further up the order now that Michael is behind him in that World Championship battle. Jack Lacey 8th, 130.5, Gary 9th, 130.5, and Jenna Mercedes rounding out the top 10, Paul. Is there anyone that's surprised you so far? But certainly Lewis, to only be 7th is not at all what you would expect, is it?
No, definitely not. You'd expect Lewis to be right up the top there, but he'll have, what, couple of more laps, so hopefully he can improve his way up there. But for me, the standard performance has to have been Callum in second place. Only what, 67 thousandths off pole, so that's a really good lap.
Very impressive from Callum, certainly one to watch. It would be a fairy tale if he could put that car on pole position, as Lewis has finally started a flying lap towards the end of the session, so he should have time to do 2 runs. It could be last man across the line, as you say, Paul. How do you feel when you come into a race like this? Is it a qualifying session where you want to be out there at all times, Paul, or would you personally rather just be minimum fuel, 2 efforts at it? How would you approach?
Yeah, no, definitely. I'd want to fill up, try and get into a rhythm, because that's crucial around this circuit, and just fill up and see, what times I can get out of it. So I would definitely stay out for most of the session in these conditions.
Yeah, I'm trying to hopefully get yourself a little bit of confidence and the best possible lap time as well, by doing that. And Lickleblocks is out there on his first lap of the session, and he's in traffic. He's got Brady directly in front of him, and I think Brady has just started a lap as well, so Lickleblocks on the back foot here, down in 19th, no time in the board, as Phil retires from the session. Not a good day for him. His rude awakening to ILR1 continues. It's not been going well. DJ last week, to say the very least, in the chat after the Grand Prix. That was rather unsavoury, so I wonder if those two will lock horns once again. But who's furthest round the circuit at the moment on a lap? Let's have a little look. We have got Michael coming towards the final sector. Is he on a quick one? No, he's backed out of it. Nowick's going to go no quicker than that 130.1. We still wait for Brady. We wait for It's Me on a lap at the moment too. Cliffy in that final sector. So many cars in that final sector, all trying to find space, isn't there, Paul? As Lewis goes quickest of all, 29.8, lowers the bar significantly. He was threatening to do that, and he finally does. CJ up into 4th place. Where did that come from? Maybe Phil and him won't be locking horns this afternoon. Here comes VSR Brady round the final corner, and he goes fastest of all, 129.4. What a lap! That is 4/10 quicker than Lewis. Lickleblocks, meanwhile, did have time to start another lap, and he went third quickest too. Shimasi up into 4th as well. Incredible improvements here. And Paul, you were absolutely right. It could be all about who's last man across the line. And I tell you what, Lickleblocks and Shimasi might just be those people. Even CJ, no, he won't get it. He will. But I think Lickle and Shimasi might be the last people across the line. It's Jack Lacey now pops up into 2nd place with a 129.8. The times are tumbling rapidly here at the Hungarian. And to be honest, Paul, this is going to be a pretty crazy ride. Buckle your seatbelts as Lewis goes off the track. And that's a big mistake for him. And his session is ruined, and he could drop right down the order. Meanwhile, Lickleblocks has abandoned his lap. And could this set up Shimasi for a short pole? He's on one at the moment. He needs to find a full 6/10, but the track is drying out, and with everyone else falling by the wayside, Shimasi is on a lap, but he is 1/10 down in his current best, Paul. Not looking likely, is it?
Nope. Oh, and there's cars off everywhere in that final sector, but you still get the couple of corners to go here, but I think he's went wide there. And I doubt that's going to be much of an improvement, if any at all.
Well, he's going to try. Here comes Shimasi round the final corner. If he can find a 10th, he'll move up onto that second row. We're improving rapidly here this afternoon, but he stays in 5th. What about Michael? He's coming round the final corner, and he's on a lap, but he's down in 11th place. And does he save it? He certainly helps himself to a position up into the top 6, 129.9, and Shimasi drops to 7th. Who else improved there? Cliffy did, even up to 2nd place with a late run. We've still got Gordon N to go. Where is he? He is in that final sector. No, he's not. He's in the pits. Yes, so there you go. that rounds off what was a bit of a frantic into qualifying, Paul, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was crazy. As I said, the last couple of seconds there, the track was improving a lot. So last man across the line, and you know, I'm just on board here with Cliffy, who qualifies in second place. So a great effort from him. You know, that was a
job.
Good qualifying session.
Yeah, really exciting. Really enjoyed the closing stages of that. But there you go. It is VSR Brady who got that lap in a little bit earlier than the likes of Cliffy, who left it very late. A 1:29.4, the start of the show, 2/10 quicker than Cliffy, 2.5 quicker, I should say. Then Jack Lacey, good effort to go third quickest, 4/10 off the pole. Lewis in fourth, Liquorblocks fifth, and Michael in sixth. Chimasi was seventh, It's Me eighth. He ended up dropping right down into the midfield. Frisky CG ninth, and Matt Tibos rounding out the top 10. But everything points at the moment, Paul, to a really exciting race. I mean, the guys that usually win the races, Michael and Lewis, usual front runners, a little bit down from the proper sharp end. None of them in the top three, you know.
No, exactly. And obviously now we see it's a dry race, so we'll see what tyre compounds everybody puts on. This could be very interesting to watch.
Yeah, it should be a thrilling race. If my mic cuts out, hopefully it'll be okay. Yep, I've sorted it. But yeah, it should be a thrilling Grand Prix. You've got Cliffy up in that front row, and he will feel he's had chances to get right into this championship battle with people having no-shows. And every time it's happened, Cliffy has been unable to capitalise. So this is a real opportunity for him to really capitalise now. And yeah, on a track where it is difficult to overtake, there's a possibility here he could outscore his rivals, Michael and of course Lewis. So it should be a cracking race. And not only that, Paul, free tyre choice for everybody in the field now, because of course we had that wet qualifying session. Paul, what about you? How would you approach this? What kind of strategy would you go for?
Wow, I think I would start on the super softs, I think, just to give me a feel for the track. Obviously not know how the car's going to feel after that wet qualifying session, so start on that and try and get a wee bit further into the race. But we can see here what tyres the guys have started on, so
yeah, a lot of variation there, has to be said. All three compounds in use in the field there. We've got Brady on softs, so he could be the cork in the champagne bottle early on here, holding everyone up. You've got Cliffy alongside, but it's a longish run towards that first corner, so there is a possibility Cliffy on those super softs with that extra grip could get a jump on him off the start. So a real chance for him. He'll be encouraged when he saw the blankets come off that Mercedes car to see the softs on it, because there's a real chance if he can get the jump off the line that he could disappear off into the distance here, Paul. So a real chance for Cliffy to pounce in the early doors. So we've got Brady on softs, Cliffy on super softs. Jack Lacey has also gone for the soft tire. So Cliffy, he's got a chance to put two cars between himself and the guys on the same strategy as him. So we'll see how it pans out. Jack Lacey third on softs. Then three cars on super softs, Lewis fourth, Liquorblocks fifth, and Michael sixth. Then three cars on softs again. David Chimasi, It's Me, and Frisky CJ all on softs. And rounding out the top 10 on the super softs, Matt Tibos. Then outside the top 10, the strange pattern continues. Bugatti softs, Noex super softs, Gone and Calic, and ZR Mercedes all softs. Bulletproof super softs, Phil Bargewell softs, and Johnny R95, the man sticking out with like a sore thumb, Paul, on a medium compound. How's that going to work out?
Yeah, that could be interesting, especially being down the back of the field. Any instance up front, and you know, he could bring himself right into this.
Yeah, so there you go, Johnny R95 throwing a curveball at it. A man with not the greatest pace. He really shouldn't be, you could argue, in ILR1, but because he can't make ILR2, he's in here. So Johnny R95 trying to throw some. See what he can do with that. When you've got Falcon at the back, who's had a wretched season. He's been involved in numerous incidents. We know he's got the pace, so we'll be able to watch him come through the field as well, Paul. A real chance for Falcon to show that he does have the racecraft by coming through from the back.
Yeah, no, he definitely does have the race pace. He's shown that on multiple occasions, so it'll be interesting to see what he can do. Like maybe a Max Verstappen at Monaco, perhaps. See how far he can get up the grid. But we're just now waiting for the start.
Well, here we go. All the cars lining up onto the grid. It's round 10 of the championship. The wet qualifying yesterday has really mixed up the grid. It's mixed up the tyre choices. Here we go then. The 5 red lights are going on here at the Hungarian, and when they go out, we will be racing. Away from the grid goes Brady on those soft tyres. Cliffy tries to pull alongside, and has he got the jump? Not quite. Brady moves across the defend, and as they go running down into the first corner, it looks like he'll hold on, and indeed he is. A lot of contact in the background. One of the McLarens, that's Michelangelo, banging wheels with a few other cars, but it's the perfect start for Brady on those soft tyres. He holds off Cliffy in second. Then it's Lewis up into third. Littlebox fourth, and Jack Lacey battling hard there in that little group behind the leaders. And Lewis has got the dream start. Up to third he goes. Jack relegated to fourth. Going in, 5-second time penalty for a collision with Nowet. Not sure what happened there, but relatively clean start all round, Paul. Going in and Nowet going backwards though.
Yeah, no, that was a really good start there from Brady as well, up into the lead of the race at the moment. But he's got the likes of Cliffy and Lewis right behind him, so he can't really rest too much at this current stage of the race.
Yeah, no way he can rest at all, because on those super soft tyres, the guys behind will be all over him like a rash. As I watched Jack Lacey get the rear end stepping out like crazy in that middle sector, and he's now got Leckelblocks climbing all over the back of him on those super soft tyres. Is he going to have a look as he reaches the end of this lap? Oh, look at that on the inside, Michelangelo. I was riding a boat with Leckel there, and he was attacking Jack Lacey, but sleeping it seemed, and Michelangelo, through he went up into 5th place. Lovely move on a track, but it's very tough.
Yeah, Brady and Cliffy having a good wee battle at the front there.
Incredible battle at the front, and look at that, right to the pit wall. Schumacher Barrichello stuff. Cliffy doesn't quite try the Barrichello. He moves back to the outside. Can he sweep right round the outside of him here? Brady covers the inside, but Cliffy should have the traction. He will have the line going down into turn 2. They're still rubbing wheels. Lewis keeping an eye on behind, and he has a look up the inside now. And there's Cliffy taking the lead away. He should as he pushes the Irishman out and snatches the lead away of the Hungarian Grand Prix. Beautiful move, Paul McGuinness.
Yeah, as Lewis is now past Brady as well, so he's fallen down 2 positions there. He'll be not too happy with that one.
Not working at all well, those soft tyres in the early exchanges. They've been swamped. Cliffy through, Lewis through, and it's 1-2 for Lewis, and Cliffy will be a wee bit disappointed that he's managed to get through and that he's allowed Lewis to get through as well. So not working out too well for Cliffy in that sense, but he'll be also happy, relieved to have got himself a way out in front, Paul. Yeah,
no indeed, now he can get his head down, use those super soft tyres to the greatest effect, and hopefully pull away a gap from the likes of Brady and Lacey, who obviously will be going on a lot further in the race.
Yeah, they will be going a lot further. They're both in the soft tyres. But slightly surprising, you could argue, that Mercedes have not split their strategy there, especially when one car was on pole, the other car was in third. A real chance to try an alternate strategy and take the race to Cliffy and Lewis, but they went for the same strategy, and so far it's sort of backfiring, isn't it? And now Michael is attacking Jack Lacey. Is he going to have a look up the inside into turn 1, Michael? He thinks about it, but he thinks better of it and stays there. As Shimasi has a little look at Lickelblocks in the turn 1. Who said it was difficult to overtake on this track? There's some great action in the early exchanges, Phil, sorry. I was looking at Phil there. Paul, haven't we? A lot of action.
Yeah, there's a lot of it. Yeah, these first couple of laps have been absolutely hectic. Cars overtaking left, right and centre. Good stuff. Hopefully this can continue.
Yeah, and there's very few cars in the field with a gap above 1 second. It just shows in these early exchanges how tight it is, how exciting an ILR1 can be. It really is one of the most exciting tiers on this in Formula 1 league racing, without doubt. There's so much action every single week. You've got no idea who's going to put it on pole. You've got no idea who's going to win the race, and it's been another great race as we lose Bulletproof from the race. I'm not sure what's happening. His wretched season is just continuing, Paul, isn't it? Not going well for the Scotsman, is it?
No, definitely not. As Jamie would say, it's probably a PU failure on that Haas.
Jamie might not be here, but his legacy lives on. Superb, Paul. Superb stuff as we watch Brady have a look at Lewis coming out of that final corner. Yeah, of course, it was a power unit failure. There you go, Jamie, if you're watching. Paul's done you well, done you proud. He's done you proud as Brady has a look up the inside of the turn 1, but not quite close enough. Cliffy continues to lead on lap 4 out of 35. Lewis is second, Brady third, Jack Lacey in fourth, Michael fifth, and then a 1.5 second gap back to Lickelblocks in sixth, who's under pressure from Shimasi, and he's going up the inside of Shimasi, and all those softs finding the window, not quite enough to find his way through, and Lickel clings on to that 6th position, but it was exciting stuff. Shimasi certainly asked the question into turn 2, didn't he?
Yeah, that was a great move there from Yeah, Shimasi trying that, but no, good battle there between Lickle Blocks and Shimasi. Shimasi's still going for it. Can he go for it into this chicane? Not quite. But no, brilliant stuff.
Interesting stuff. Yeah, interesting stuff, Paul. I mean, 4 laps in, are those super softs already starting to struggle? I mean, I'm not too sure on tyre life. I mean, maybe you could enlighten us, Paul, with your ILR2 race coming up. How is it a 1-stop? Is it a 2-stop? What should we expect?
Well, last time out in ILR3, we had Ritson doing a 2-stop. I think he went to about lap 8 in the super softs. Then stuck on the softs for a bit and super softs at the end again. So I know some guys will try the 1-stop, but apparently the 2-stop's quicker. So we'll see what these guys do.
Yeah, it's good to see. There's not many races in the calendar now, Paul, where it is a 2-stop versus 1-stop, where it's a bit of a strategic battle. A lot of them are straight 1-stops now. Have we got to move, Paul? Have we?
Yeah, between Jack Lacey and Lickle Blocks. Or Michael, sorry.
And Jack. Michael and Jack. And is Michael through? Jack's coming back. And Jack holds on for now, but Michael with the switchback gets a great line coming out of turn 2. That'll slingshot him through 3 and down the hill, but Jack holds on for now, and that'll be a lot of pain for Michael to take, won't it? Because he's going to have to follow through the sector of track where it's pretty much single file, Paul, isn't it?
Yeah, there's really no opportunity to get past here, so he'll need to probably, as I say that, go tries for the move there, but it's probably going to be now the DRS straight before he can get back past, really.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult, but we'll have a...
maybe not.
Oh, Michael on the inside of Jack Lacey. I've never seen a move there in my life. Still side by side, and through he goes. Now, questions might be asked to the stewards. Was that a little bit argy-bargy, or was that sneaky? Was it superb? That's one for you, Paul. I'm not too sure. I liked it, to be honest.
Yeah, that was sneaky and opportunistic. I definitely give a thumbs up to that one. Just to prove me wrong, as I said, you can't overtake. There we go.
Well, yeah. Shut up, commentators, the two of us. We have to be quiet, because that was incredible. Meanwhile, back at the front, this is an incredible race. Lewis against Cliffy down the start-finish straight, and Cliffy feels the need to get defensive as they go down towards turn 1. Is Lewis going to try anything on the brakes? Cliffy, remember, is kind of in this championship battle with Lewis. He can't afford to keep dropping points, and down towards turn 2 they go. Lewis with the DRS active. Is he going to try to switch back onto the inside? No, he holds the outside. Can he sweep right round the outside of the Red Bull? Not quite, and Cliffy clings on for now, but things are looking ominous down at the Red Bull garage, isn't it, Paul?
Yeah.
It looks like it's inevitable that Lewis is going to come through.
Very spicy between these top three at the moment.
Yeah, and I think Brady is just sitting there waiting for anything to happen, but it's quite clear, Paul. I mean, as soon as you told me that Ritson did that 2-stop and pitted in lap 8, that immediately flicked a light bulb on for me and told me that Brady should be quicker on those softs now than those guys on supers, because clearly the super softs don't last long enough in this opening stint, and that should give the softs the advantage at this point. Obviously at the start of the stint we've seen the difference, we've seen that off, but almost immediately they've been clawed back in by the soft runners, haven't they?
Yeah, no, definitely. Brady now should be a lot faster than Lewis and Cliffy up front. It's just a case of trying to line up a pass and getting through, which at this circuit isn't easy, but we're on the DRS straight now, so let's see if he can get past.
Well, here we go, Lewis and Brady and Cliffy all down towards turn 1, and Cliffy again defends the inside. Lewis again breaks later this time, tries the outside line. What about the traction on the exit? He gets a decent run, but Cliffy should be easily holding on to that lead going down the hill to turn 2, and indeed he is. And all this battling is helping the group behind gain on them again. Here comes Michael, here comes Jack, back onto the back of it. And this is exciting stuff, isn't it, Paul? Cagey, but exciting.
Yeah, indeed. Brady's going to be very, very flustered under that helmet, trying to get past. Oh, can he go for it here? Oh, what a move, son. Go on. Oh, contact.
That's getting argy-bargy a little bit too much, and is he going to get through? They're side by side in the chicane of all places. Off the grass, onto the grass goes Brady, and now Michael's going side by side with him. Big chance, and Michael, the Greek god, sweeps through into third, and Brady's coming back still. This is the middle sector at Hungary. You're not meant to see action like this. And Michael's off the road, and through goes Brady back up to third, Jack back up into fourth, Michael's all over the road, and down into 5th place. Oh, Paul, try and talk me through that one. There was so much going on there, it's hard to keep up.
Yeah, that is incredible between those guys. Absolutely incredible. Talking about not having any action at Hungary. Jeez. Those guys
absolutely
going for it hammer and tong. Jeez.
Wow. Absolutely unbelievable action there. And what did you make of it, Paul? I mean, first of all, was Brady being a little bit too aggressive on the inside of Lewis when they were back rubbing wheels initially? I've got to ask you about that one. What did you feel about that? Or do you think he was a bit too aggressive, but then Lewis returned the favour on the edge at the chicane perhaps, and that made it all okay?
Yeah, I think it was just a bit of, argy-bargy aggression between them both. I don't really think any of them were in the wrong, really. It's just a harsh racing, I guess. But if there's anything wrong, I'm sure the stewards will have a good look after the race.
Yeah, I mean, I do love some really hard, aggressive racing, and that's the way I would like to see it. But yeah, I enjoyed it. Brady has already come under fire for some of his driving. Some people have said he's a little bit too aggressive at times. In Austria, he made some great moves. He also made some questionable ones, to say the very least, to put it politely. And again at Silverstone, but Brady getting a 3-second time penalty there, running really wide, going through that second sector. But yeah, and really enjoyed that little battle between those two. And then what happened after that? Brady and Michael banging wheels as well, and then Michael ended up off the road as Cliffy comes into the pits. Lap 8, he's trying to repeat the Ritson strategy, and in he comes. And so that will probably be a set of soft compound tires, Paul, you would think, unless he fancies mediums.
Yeah, it could go to the mediums, but I think it is a set of softs that he's putting on.
Yes.
It is, so it looks as if he's going for the 2-stop as well. Some people have said you can stretch those tires to the end, but that'll be a big ask, I think. But
yeah, we'll see how it goes for Cliffy. I mean, there's one man in the field that would consider doing that, Paul. It is without doubt Michael. Michael is renowned for saving his tyres, and recently, Paul, he's tried to stop going for the tyre conserving 1-stop and do the 2-stop like everyone else. But on a circuit like this, there is a possibility we could see him try that 1-stop. So it will be one to watch. We'll keep an eye on him. But Cliffy, race leader, back out on track. Excellent race leader, down in 15th place, and after one full stint on those super softs, he's come out down at the back of the pack, and that just shows you how tight the field is, Paul, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely. And he's just out behind there, Phil. So he'll need to get past Phil ASAP to make this strategy work and not lose time to the current leaders at the moment.
You're absolutely right. And speaking of battle, look at this midfield. I mean, what's that? From It's Me downwards? He's now up to 7th place. It's Me, CJ, Matt, Shimasi. How many cars are in that group? There's about 6 cars all in a line there as Jack Lacey and Littleblock come into the pits. But absolute mayhem in the final car. Jack Lacey has gone for the medium compound. But look at this, battling down the straight, absolutely incredibly tight. It's Me ahead of Falcon, ahead of CJ, ahead of Matt, ahead of Shimasi, and oh wow! On board, Nowak up the inside, the German sends a missile up the inside of the Ferrari, and through he goes up into 8th place. This is like Formula 4 stuff, isn't it?
Yeah.
As Cliffy has got past Phil.
Constant action, this is absolutely brilliant. But no, Jack Lacey's obviously now going for the 1-stop, so he should now be able to make it to the end. It's just a case of not getting stuck in that midfield battle just ahead.
Yeah, so we'll keep an eye on that. That's going to be very interesting to see how he gets on, Paul. I'm delighted about this. I love to see split strategies. It really does add to things. And Jack Lacey trying a 25-lap stint to the end of the race on the medium tyre. Cliffy, about, 3 seconds ahead of him from here, is trying something totally different. He's going the 2-stop. This could play right into our hands, Paul. We could be in for a treat of a Grand Prix as Brady pits. And what is he going to do? Is he going to try the medium tyre? I think he might be, because he's gone softs to start with. Is there a set of mediums in the pit lane ready for Brady? You know what? I think it is. It is. And Brady also trying the 1-stop with the medium tyre. So anyone watching for ILR2 later on tonight, they might be struggling to figure out what strategy's best. And Paul, you might be one of them.
Yeah, no, I've been watching. Obviously, I watched the ILR3 race, and now I'm watching this one, and I've still got no idea what I'm going to do. So this will be a good insight for obviously the ILR2 guys coming up next.
Yeah, it sure will. And by the way, Cliffy out 2 seconds ahead of Brady. No sign of an overcut. Cliffy did the business, got past Phil quickly, and you can see how much it meant to get past Phil quickly because Brady's ahead of Phil. So, and as we watch Cliffy try a move on Zera Mercedes in the middle sector, what a move that is! That is not a place you see a move. Then again, every corner for these ILR drivers is an overtaking opportunity, isn't it, Paul?
Yeah, exactly.
What a race we've had here. We're
Yep.
only 11 laps old, and Cliffy makes a move into, what's that, turn 5, turn 6? Brilliant stuff. Absolutely brilliant. And Cliffy is now up into 10th place and just picking off cars one by one and making sure his rivals are trailing in his wake. We've got Brady, a car between him and Cliffy now, for Zero Mercedes, and a car between Brady and Jack Lacey and Phil Bartwell. What about Lewis? What about Michael? When do they fancy a pit stop? They certainly seem to be going long. Are they going to try, Paul, a completely different strategy? Could this be the third different strategy? Are they going to go long enough on super softs to put on a set of softs?
Yep, that is another strategy actually. You could, as I say, people have said you can do the ultra soft to soft, so yeah, Andy, it could be a third strategy in this race.
Wow. Well, that's what we love to see, isn't it, Paul? I mean, it really does add. I mean, you've had so much action already, but if you start going for different strategies, it gets even more exciting. You get cars out of position from where they should be in pace, battling hard, trying to cling on for that result on that different strategy. Really exciting stuff as It's Me and Falcon are about to do battle. Falcon's been charging through the field. He's now in 4th position, yet to stop, of course, chasing down It's Me in that Haas car, and It's Me continuing to do a fine job as he did yesterday in qualifying, Paul, isn't he?
Yeah, no, Callum's a really consistent driver as well as being fast, so he will not make this easy for Falcon, that's for sure. But you know, he's as I say that. Almost.
He had a look, and no more than a look, and Falcon forced to sit in behind It's Me for the moment, but that was a big lunge up the inside, wasn't it, from Falcon, and thankfully he didn't end up in another collision. And to be fair, we've seen a lot of Falcon manoeuvres to Max Verstappen. He's very, very fast, but sometimes makes too many mistakes as Michael makes the call for the pits. As we got Nowak and CJ going side by side at the turn 1. Forget the pit stop. Here comes Nowak on the inside of CJ.
Get the switch back.
And through he goes. Up in the 4th place. Oh.
A bit of contact there, I think.
There. Yep, wing damage. Very slight wing damage, I believe, for Frisky CJ as a result of that. But what has Michael put on? Soft tyres, there you go. Absolutely, that's what he's trying. Surely he can't make them go to the end. Surely not. That's a long, long way to go, is it not, Paul?
It is, but
22 laps.
We all know Michael's really, really, really good on tyre wear, so I'm sure he can make it work. But we'll need to see what happens towards the end of the race, if his tyres fall off or if he keeps them in good condition.
Yeah, the problem that Michael has, Paul, it's not as if it's a straight battle with Cliffy for that victory, where Cliffy has to stop again. His problem is, 2 of his contenders for victory are also going to the end, and they're about 3.5 seconds up the road, maybe even more than that. You know, Brady and Jack Lacey are also going to the end on mediums. So not only has Michael got to go up and pass them, he's got to go and pass them on tyres that he has to look after, which is not going to be easy. I don't think Michael has got the correct strategy here. I cannot see how that is going to win him the race. I really don't know. I mean, who am I? I'm just a commentator, I'm not a strategist, but I don't think that is going to be the best strategy to win it from here, Paul. How do you read it? What of the 3 strategies available, do you think Cliffy's 2-stop? Do you think the super soft medium, or do you think the super soft soft? If you had to pick one, Paul, at the moment, what would you go for?
At the moment, I'd probably go with Cliffy's 2-stop. At the moment, the ultra softs, soft, and then ultra softs again. Because it means you're going
to be working.
Yeah, you're going to be fast towards the end of the race and not really have too much tyre wear in the middle sector. So that's preferably what I'd go for at the moment.
Yeah, that especially if you can make the overtakes work, and that's exactly what he's got. Brady right behind him now on those mediums. So Cliffy needs to stop again and catch a full pit stop back up on Brady. You know what? I think at the moment that super soft to medium or the soft to the medium is the best strategy. See, if it's raining, if it's a wet qualifying session, I think soft tyre to medium is the best bet. If it's dry qualifying and you need track position, you should try and squeeze a super soft onto a medium at the moment. But you don't know, because one minute we're saying it's one strategy, next minute we're saying it's a different strategy. We've got absolutely no idea, and that is what I love about some of these races where you get a split strategy. It's brilliant, isn't it, Paul? Yeah,
I've got absolutely no idea as Cliffy goes up the inside of Shimasi, but Shimasi gets a cutback.
He's coming back as Shimasi. Is he going to hold on? Shimasi, it is crucial that Cliffy does not get too involved in this. The last thing he wants is to allow Brady slithering up the inside But
Still
I
side by
think,
side.
oh look at that,
Oh.
still side by side, and Cliffy completes the move on the exit of the corner. More great racing here on show, and now Brady's under pressure to get the move done as well, and you know what? Brady keeps the pressure on with a lovely move on Shimasi. He's determined to force Cliffy into a mistake, isn't he?
Indeed, and he looks as if he's going to be doing that. He's piling lots and lots of pressure on. Let's see if yeah, on you go.
Will Cliffy be allowed through by CJ? We know CJ's a tough customer. He's not usually one to allow people through, let alone his teammate. Is he going to do it? He's on the inside, and I think that was a kind of let through, but it's also allowed Brady through as well. And Brady takes the place. CJ a little bit too cautious on the brake pedal, and it allowed Brady to barge his way, and it was pretty much a barge up the inside and through. CJ lost all sorts of grip, and he's in the wall. CJ off, Shimasi off. All sorts of chaos down at the final turn, and the race has gone up in flames for CJ and perhaps Shimasi as well.
Oh, what happened there? Jeez.
Oh dear.
That was...
You know what? I don't even think Shimasi had any damage. I think he was just guided into the pit lane by his momentum from the crash. Wow. Oh dear. He didn't have any damage either. He didn't change anything. So unfortunate for him, but that was a bit messy, wasn't it, to say the least. First of all, I think CJ was trying to let his teammate through, erring the cautious side when it came to the brake pedal, but he was too cautious because Brady was extreme on the brake pedal, wasn't he? He tried to follow through Paul and arguably pushed CJ out. And that then triggered CJ into all sorts of problems, defending left, right and centre from Shimasi. They made contact. Shimasi went into the pit lane, CJ went for a spin, and all hell broke loose. So, just crazy stuff. Absolutely brilliant.
Yep, crazy
Brilliant
stuff.
to watch. So now, what's the situation? You've got It's Me in the lead of the race, so he's kind of gone under the radar a little bit, hasn't he? He's gone 16 laps on the soft compound tyre, and he is yet to stop this afternoon, because Cliffy is going to the end. Oh, sorry, Cliffy's going to have to stop once more, and so does It's Me. So It's Me also throwing a spanner into the works, as we see all sorts of fastest laps as cars dip below the 1:20 barrier. So It's Me versus Cliffy is also a battle, and It's Me's going to be on the faster super soft at the end of this race as well.
Yeah, Cam's looking in a very, very good position at the moment. See.
So we have a fourth strategy, Paul.
Yep, no, that's exactly what Jamie has said. Literally 4 strats: the super softs to the soft to the super soft, or the soft to the medium, or the super soft to the medium, and the super soft to the soft. So yeah, this talking about not having any strategies, we've got 4 in this race.
Wow, usually it's 1, but this is really throwing this race alive. So there you go, anyone. Not always the case for the Hungarian Grand Prix, a dull affair, because if you have all sorts of strategies available, it's very exciting indeed, and that's exactly what we've got here. So It's Me is the leader. He's yet to stop. Cliffy's got to stop again in second, unless Cliffy feels he can nurse them to the end of the race. I don't see how he's going to manage that with Brady all over him. No way.
Absolutely no chance. He will have to bet again for sure.
Will he try it? Will we have a fifth strategy on the board? Surely not.
No,
I can't see him trying it.
No, I can't see that either. Surely his tyres will be too far gone by the time he gets to the end.
Yep, and here comes Brady round the outside. He has a look, can't quite do it, and Cliffy holds on. But Brady probably realises he doesn't need to make this move because he is the net leader of the race. The cars in front have yet to stop again. But Brady's yet to face his pain. His pain will come at the end of the race on those mediums, won't it, Paul? So he might feel the need to try and get past Cliffy and build a cushion now.
Yep, I know, I think it was an ILR3 race. I think Wazzy had about 70% towards the end of the race, so it is sort of push and go at the end. You do need to conserve your tyres a little, so maybe that's what Brady's thinking about at the moment, but we will see what he does.
So what strategy was Wazzy on? What was he going for? Was he medium tyre as well?
He was in the one-stop super softs to the mediums, so I think that's what Brady's doing at the moment.
Boy oh boy, we have got some really interesting strategies developing here. Lickle Blocks 11, Shimasi 12, Johnny R 13. How's Johnny getting on in those mediums? He's still going round on them, I think. That's now 18 laps he's racked up on them. He's struggling out there. Shimasi and Lickle are battling down in the lower reaches of the order, down in 11th and 12th places after some setbacks. Shimasi, of course, forced into the pits when he didn't want to be, and kind of to prove that fact, as Lewis has got past Brady, has he, into turn 1? Or somewhere, yeah, he has. I didn't see that. Lewis up into 3rd place ahead of Brady now, Paul. And is he now the man on a chair for the victory? So how did Brady allow that to happen? I can't believe that.
No, there must have been. He must have got a really, really good run on the start finish straight, with obviously the DRS activated. So yeah, I missed that one too. But as you say, Lewis is now, he'll now be on a charge to catch up to Cliffy, and obviously with Callum yet to pit as well. Yeah, he'll definitely be pushing up towards Cliffy, that's for sure.
Well, that there could be a race-winning moment. I mean, Brady has just let his biggest rival, in my opinion, for the victory go. So through goes Lewis up into what is now a net lead when those two pit, but he's on soft tyres that might just, and I mean just, reach the end. Can Brady find a second wind? He should have the upper hand near the end of the race, though. Yeah, Paul, shouldn't he, when those mediums come into their own with the durability, shouldn't he?
Yeah, no, definitely. Brady's looking as if he'll be able to keep up with Lewis at the end, so it's definitely not a done deal yet with, what, 15, 16 laps to go. Anything can happen.
Yeah, the other problem that Lewis has got, and the other thing that Brady's got in his favour, is that Cliffy and It's Me won't be in the pits just yet. I mean, they can't go on to a set of super softs just yet, I don't think. So for that reason, that might keep that gap stable, and that might impact Lewis getting the best out of those fresh softs. So things haven't gone into a disaster mode yet for Brady with regards to winning the race, but certainly a dent. He would have liked to have kept Lewis behind for a while, wouldn't he?
Yeah, definitely. But I'm sure it'll be around lap 28 when Callum will come in for the super softs, because obviously they only last about 8 laps, so he's still got another couple laps to try and extend his lead if he can.
He might not go as far, he might not have waited that long, he might go just a few more. I mean, we have already seen, remember, that Michael and of course Lewis went quite deep into the race, so it might only be another 2 or 3 laps.
Yeah.
But we'll keep an eye.
Oh, as we say
he's
that.
Coming in now!
As we say that, just to shut us up.
Goodness me, we've had no idea what strategy these guys are on. It's absolutely mental. So into the pits comes Callum, and what tyres is he putting on? Does he fancy mediums, or can he really take them a full 14, 15 laps? Surely not.
I think he is putting on super soft as well, so that's, jeez, 14 laps in the super softs. Can that really be done?
Well, we're about to find out, aren't we? It's Me then, onto a set of super softs, and this will be fun to watch, won't it? This is going to be a momentous charge through the field, as Falcons got back ahead of Nowek. Meanwhile, they're now battling for the lead, Cliffy versus Lewis. So I think what Callum was doing there was ensuring that Cliffy didn't get ahead of him through the pit stop phase, because we all believe Cliffy will be in again, don't we?
Yeah.
So that's probably why. Oh, he's got a penalty now, as It's Me, so that's hurt him quite severely. Oh no, that's a shame. He was doing really well. So that's a real shame for him. So Callum back out now in 10th position, and a few people asking what Callum's position is. Net. Callum's net position would be what? Who needs to pit? Cliffy needs to pit. Calic, I'm not sure on. I think he does. I think Nowek needs to pit too. The rest of them are going to the end, aren't they?
Yep. Calic's definitely not pitted yet.
Oh, and here comes Lewis. They're down towards turn 1. Paul's wanting to come across. He's having a look up the inside to switch back on Cliffy. Can't quite do that. And this is all playing into the hands of the medium runners if these guys keep battling. Now Brady has got his mirrors full of a Mercedes, of a McLaren. Here comes Michael on the charge, and he fancies making a move into turn 2. Side by side he goes with the Mercedes driver. Is he going to make it stick down the hill? No, he's not, and the Irishman clings on. Great racing there.
That is great stuff, especially at turn 2. It's just, we've seen a lot of moves there around the outside, but Michael got the inside here. Oh, contact!
Oh, there's a little bit of lag there. I couldn't quite pick up what happened, but I do see Brady going for a spin. I think Michael on the inside went for a dive, and round they went. And that is a shame for Brady. His race has been undone. and he drops down to 5th place, and the chances of the victory have gone up in smoke, Paul, haven't they?
Yeah, no, that was quite a cheeky move there from Michael. There wasn't really enough space for him to get up the inside there, but he's got through at least on into 3rd place. So yeah, VSR Brady's not going to be happy with that at all.
Yeah, well, in fairness, in my opinion, Brady does like a bit of a lunge up the inside of others, so has he maybe got a taste of his own medicine perhaps, and round he goes. But I certainly think the stewards will have been having a look at that. I don't think Michael's going to get away with that one, as Lewis has a look on Cliffy into turn 1 again. This is about his 15th attempt at it, and on the exit, has he got the run? He's got the DRS open, he's on the outside of the racetrack. This is not going to be easy, but it is a corner where he can make moves on the outside, and Lewis knows that. He's going to sweep right round the outside of Cliffy. That'll give him the inside for turn 3. They make contact, and Cliffy somehow finds the traction, finds the grip, and holds on to that position, Paul.
Yeah,
unbelievable.
That is incredible racing, and somehow, as you say, Cliffy's managed to keep the lead, but Lewis has now fallen back a little, so was it worth really going for that move with the time he's lost? But he is catching back up again, so. But no, great racing between these two.
Michael coming back into play, and does that now move Jack Lacey into position to try and win this race? He's ahead of Cliffy. He's ahead of Brady now, with Brady going for a spin. One teammate falls, the other one rises. And can Jack Lacey on those medium tyres, when Lewis and Michael's tyres start to go, move himself into contention here? Quite possibly, Paul.
Yeah, surely now Jack's in the prime position to capitalise on the fading soft tyres of the front 3. So will it be interesting?
And the best way to do that would be if Cliffy can continue to hold up Lewis, and he's doing it. Lewis trying again into turn 1, and again he's left with no way to go through. What about the exit? Lap 24 out of 35, and here we go again, running down towards turn 2. Here goes Lewis on the inside. Is this the moment he finally takes the place away from Cliffy? I think it is. He's got the traction. He doesn't have the inside line though, and Cliffy clings on, but I do not think he's going to cling on for much longer. Lewis is the inside, and he has the lead.
Great move, absolutely.
Through goes Lewis, up into the lead of the race, and Cliffy has finally been displaced. Paul, lovely stuff. Good racing between the pair.
Yeah, you know. Great racing there. For a second I thought Cliffy was going to try and hang it around the outside of turn 4, but he sensibly backs off, and yeah, Lewis is through into the lead. Great move.
Yep, through goes Lewis, and yeah, I do agree with you. I thought Cliffy was going to try it, but I don't think it would have ended well. I think he's realised that his strategy has fallen by the wayside, hasn't it? I'm surprised he's not come in yet for a new set of super softs, and that 2-stop, it might have worked in ILR3, but I don't think it's going to work here in ILR1. And Lewis now looks like he can win from here. I really do think that, unless the guys on the mediums come charging back. But it doesn't look like it, does it?
No, as Cliffy's now in the pits, so that set of ultra softs now he's going to put on and go to the end. Indeed, on a set of super softs. So you know what, as you said, the medium runners aren't really catching as quick as I thought they would be at the moment, so Lewis and Michael currently seem to have a handle of this.
Yeah, it seems like the soft tyre is the race tyre, doesn't it? So Paul, does that sway you anyway? I mean, it does seem like if you've got good tyre wear, this is a good track for you. I mean, what's your tyre wear, Paul, going into ILR2 tonight? Are you one that's good in the tyres usually, or is that a problem for you sometimes?
No, it's probably a problem for me, to be honest with you. I'm quite hard on my tyres, so, and with the luck I've been having recently, I might just try the 2-stop and, you know, work my way up through the field, because there's bound to be a couple of accidents up front, so that's my thinking at the moment.
And what about the medium? Do you not fancy that super soft medium? Because the soft looks strong?
Not. I know most guys probably will try that super soft medium, but I might just try a different strategy, you know, be out the traffic, try and put in some fast laps and hopefully close back up. But it's me we're talking about, Andy, so I'll probably change my mind by the time we get into the lobby.
Well, there you go then, that's the mind of a racing driver in ILR2. He's got absolutely no idea what's going to go for, and no wonder. I wouldn't have any idea. It's not a question I would like put to me, as I've seen with Martin Brundle in recent times, and Christian Horner's been asking him questions. It's not a question you want. And There you go. It's not easy to make that decision, but at the moment it seems like if you've got the tyre wear, it's a circuit for you, and it's working for Lewis and Michael. They are the two leaders on those soft compounds. They started on supers, they've gone to softs. It's Falcon, and it's me and Brady and all that doing battle. Paul, did you see anything there?
Yeah, it was nearly 4 cars wide there. Jeez.
What?
Into the first couple of corners, everybody was literally having a battle everywhere. Incredible stuff. But it seems to have settled down now, unfortunately.
Okay. Well, no, it's a shame I missed that. I would have loved to have seen that, but unfortunately it's not worked out like that. Let's see if Jack Lacey is in any way closing that gap. He is a full 7.3 off the lead, and actually that gap's going up at the moment. I can't see how it's going to go down. Oh, hold on. Falcon and It's Me side by side, and It's Me moves up into 6th place, and It's Me could be on for a really good result here on those super softs if he keeps going the way he is. Up to 6th place. Next up, Brady on those destroyed mediums, and then Nowak as well. A real chance here for It's Me to get a good result, isn't there?
Yeah, indeed.
But he got a penalty.
Yeah, I wouldn't rule out Callum definitely on the podium if he can keep his tyres, in good shape for the last 8 laps of the race.
Yeah, there's every possibility. As Callum has a look at Brady into turn 1, whose race has just fell by the wayside, a bit like Silverstone. It just fell away, and it's kind of happened to him again here as well, which is a bit of a shame for VSR Brady. But he's now facing the prospect of not even finishing inside the top 5, isn't he, Paul? It's going to be a very tricky closing laps on those mediums for him. Jack Lacey trying his best to close in the 2 up front, but it just seems that strategy is the way to go. Even Nowak's making it work up into 4th place now, as It's Me has a look at Brady, and he can't quite find a way through, and Brady holds on. It's lap 27 out of 35. It's Lewis in the lead with that super soft strategy. Michael on that same strategy in 2nd. Then it's Jack Lacey on the mediums in 3rd. Nowak 4th. Then a hotly contested battle for 5th between Brady and It's Me, and Falcon as well getting involved. Look at that. Off the road they go. It's Me going to have one up the inside. He sends it. He posts it. And the stamp is lit, and through he goes up into 5th position, and Brady down to 2nd, and now Falcon trying one on the outside, but not quite close enough there for a move. What about the cutback though? Here he comes, Falcon round the outside of VSR Brady in the final corner. Oh, blazes! Surely not, they're banging wheels. Unbelievable! Across the start finish line. And again, lap 28, the Williams and the Mercedes side by side towards turn 1. Falcon makes a switchback move on Brady and can't quite do it, can he? Whoa, and he goes! Banging wheels, and these two, in my opinion, are the 2 most aggressive drivers on the grid. So fasten your seatbelts, folks, we're going on board. Crazy, isn't it? Final corner around the outside. Where would you ever see that? Shimasi is out of the race, and how? He's gone into the pits to retire with no front wing. So that's a shame for him.
Yeah, there was
Shimasi.
Yeah, I was thinking there. I was thinking there was another Ferrari PU failure there. Obviously the Haas has gone out, This time
another move from Falcon on the inside of Brady. Why are these guys trying moves in these corners? It's incredible where they're... Falcon and Brady need to calm down a little, because they're going to end up with a colossal shunt between them, ruining both their races, aren't they, Paul?
Indeed, it's absolute. This is mental. You would think that was the first lap of the race, the way these guys are all over each other.
Yep, and here comes Falcon again. Is he going to try the inside at the penultimate corner now? He has a look. Thinks better of it, realises that gap would always close, and now into the final turn they go. Is he going to try the outside again? He has a look on the inside. He's just so desperate to make the move. Just calm down, get the DRS, then make the move. Well, let's see if he is going to do that. Brady defends to the inside, but maybe Falcon just doesn't have the straight line speed, Paul, and maybe that's why he's trying moves everywhere, because it doesn't look like he's quick enough in a straight line, does it?
No, and Cliffy's right on the back of these two now. Wow,
Cliffy's 2-stop strategy came right back into play, hasn't it?
Indeed, just to confuse us.
It's a swinging pendulum. It's gone one way then the other.
Yep, just to confuse us even more.
But he has a good 17 seconds off the lead, so for me that strategy has not worked for Cliffy as a whole. He was the race leader earlier on. Now he's not, and now he's picked up a 3-second time penalty as well. So Cliffy's race unravelled a little bit, but he's trying to bring it back towards him and try and get into the top 6 at least. He's down in 8th place, remember, Cliffy. He was right up at the front from the get-go, in control. And now that second stop has brought him out of play for a victory, and it's given it to Lewis and Michael to battle. When that gap at the top between Lewis and Michael was 3 points, Lewis is going to extend it back out to 10 as Brady and Falcon do battle again, and is Falcon through this time? He finally is, and that'll be a sigh of relief, or will it be? Brady's trying again on the outside of the penultimate corner. Falcon finally through, and surely now up into 6th place and away and gone, and Brady will have to switch his attention to Cliffy, who's on a charge, and I think he's going to have to do that right now, because here comes Cliffy out the final corner with a great run, the three of them running down towards turn 1. Cliffy in 8th place, right up behind the back of that Mercedes. Is he going to look up the inside? He is. Brady's going to go with 2 though. That's going to end in tears, surely. Unbelievable. Straight wide down towards turn. Brilliant, banging wheels there. Brady,
still 3 wide.
Falcon, then it's Cliffy, and Cliffy's going to be tempted to a spin, is he? No, he's not, and somehow he holds on to the car. What a battle that is, and it's Cliffy holding on. Has he got the 2 of them? Brady continues to battle.
Got that.
Like I've never seen
Cliffy's
a battle before.
Cliffy's,
no,
what was that?
Oh no, it just got a little bit too much. Brady tried an opportunistic move that was never on, and off the road went Cliffy into the wall. Left front tyre folded up over the chassis, and out goes Cliffy, and I feel for him. I really do feel for him. He made a brilliant manoeuvre there, but 3 into 1 doesn't go, and I felt Brady bit off more than he could chew there, Paul, don't you?
Yeah, no, definitely Cliffy. Oh, I'm gutted for Cliffy. Definitely had that move on there, but just those guys being far too aggressive and not wanting to give up the position.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with going for it, but sometimes, I mean, you've got to admit defeat. Brady did really well, to be fair, in the first sector of the lap there to cling on with those tyres as well as he did, but there comes a point where you just need to concede, and for me, he just made a mistake there, and off into the wall went Cliffy, and there you go. What do you, is that where you agree? Do you agree?
Yeah, no, exactly. Yep, exactly.
I want to go to the stewards as Michael picks up a time penalty. He also might go to the stewards for an incident with Brady. I just feel at times, I mean, for all the excitement, all the joy you get in ILR1, sometimes the drivers just need to calm down a little bit and just wait for their moment. It's probably the one fault, if there was any, about this brilliant ILR1 season. Sometimes the driving is a little bit desperate, Dan, Paul.
Yeah, indeed. I've obviously been watching some of the races, and you know, the guys just seem to go for moves in places where moves just aren't on. It's, you know, you've got a straight coming up where it's easy enough to overtake, so why not just, you know, make your way up to the back of the other car, just wait for the DRS zone, and then get an easy pass into turn 1. Just too aggressive at times.
Has allowed Falcon to breathe easy in that 6th place now, hasn't he? He would have been delighted when he seen that happen. Brady also retired from the race, didn't he, or dropped right out of contention? Yeah, he left the session, so I think he's stormed off in a half after that one, to be honest. So Brady down to 13th and out of contention when he was right up at the front contending for victory. Cliffy as well, but well, the 2 stop and the super soft medium has faded. It seems that the super soft, the gradual, calm, take it easy effort from Lewis and Michael has paid off, and that is why they are 1 and 2 in this race, and for all of a sudden, Paul, are in a comfortable 1-2 with Jack Lacey not even threatening.
Indeed, Lewis and Michael have just kept their heads down, kept out of trouble, and now they're looking good to finish 1st and 2nd.
Yep, it's all under control. And I'm going to ask you, Paul, and I want to ask everyone else watching as well, a driver of the day. Let's have a little look at the position changes and things like that. Let's try and assess who the driver of the day could be. It's not going to be an easy one, is it? You've got Falcon up 13 places from 19th in the grid. You've got Nowek up 8, Lewis and Michael up 3 and 4 each. Jack Lacey stayed where he is. Who would you go for, Paul? It's tough.
Oh, it's very tough. My mind for the ILR2 guys wants to say it's me. He's just been showing really, really good pace again this race, but I really don't know. It's a difficult one. Hopefully the guys in the chat can help us decide.
Yep, well, one person said Falcon driver of the day, one person said Nowek driver of the day. I think it's going to be one of those ones, but everyone's got a different opinion on driver of the day, so I don't think we're going to get any help there. I'll tell you what, if Nowek can get himself past Jack Lacey up at the 3rd, he could really move himself into contention for driver of the day, because from 10th in the grid, from what, 12th in the grid to get up onto the podium would be a very impressive job. But even Lewis is up 4, Michael's up, Lewis is up 3, Michael's up 4 too, so they deserve a special mention for digging deep, Paul, when it didn't look likely earlier on, and getting the rewards at the end of the day by being patient. They've been very patient, haven't they?
Yeah, indeed.
Well, mind you, Michael wasn't too patient when he battled with Brady, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, you know, this circuit's all about getting into the rhythm and just keeping your head down, and that's why those guys have came out on top. Just keeping their heads down, keeping out of trouble, showing great pace, and they go. They've reaped the reward.
Yep, absolutely. And just to continue the driver of the day problems, you've got Odem's in the chat saying he goes for It's Me. So you've got It's Me, you've got Nowak, you've got one person said Brady for the banter. We're not giving it that. Falcon's also up there for driver of the day, and even one person has said that Max Verstappen is driver of the day as Nowak goes side by side with Jack Lacey into turn 1. Could that strengthen his cause for driver of the day if he can make the move? Not quite. And Nowak on a charge, and is he making that strategy work on the softs? He is. It does not look like that super soft medium is working either, Paul. It looks like the super soft to the soft tyre is the strategy to go for if you can save your tyres, and that is not good for someone like yourself, Paul, that can't save tyres.
Indeed. I'm not very confident. Yeah, exactly. I'm not very confident now, that's for sure.
Yeah, and just to give you an idea of just how crazy this race has been in strategy, there's a battle for the podium position going on here between Jack, Nowak and It's Me, and all three of them are on different compounds of tyre. So there you go. That just shows you how indecisive the field have been, and I don't think ILR2 will be any more decisive, because quite simply, if you don't have the tyre life, you can't do the optimum strategy. And Jack Lacey on the mediums in third, just about holding on at the moment from Nowak and It's Me, and you get Phil Bardwell, who's quicker than them all in the background, a lap down at the moment. And this is a bit like Lance Stroll earlier on in the Grand Prix today. He was 4 seconds quicker than the guys that were leading it at one point, and he was last, and Phil is saying, come on guys, you're back for the podium, we can't move on, come on. But we are on the final lap, and Lewis is on his way to victory, but we need to keep an eye on this. So it's going to hold on again as he goes down onto the brake pedal. He is. Nowak fourth, It's Me fifth, and Falcon a distant sixth at the moment. But crazy race, Paul. And for me, driver of the day can only be decided once the penalties have been sorted out, because there's quite a few out there, isn't there?
Yeah, no, there are quite a few penalties, but you know what I want to say? I want to say Phil for the driver of the day. Come on, Phil, let's get past these guys. Come on, push.
Phil making a late bid for driver of the day inclusion out there on I presume what must be a fresh set of super softs. But we need to go to the man in control out front. The man is about to extend his championship lead even further. And by the way, there is penalties for Michelangelo to be added, so there's a chance Jack Lacey can move back up if he doesn't have any. But there's so much going on here between Nowak and It's Me for that fourth position. We need to keep an eye on that, but we have to go to Lewis. He's coming round the final corner now in that Toro Rosso, and the championship leader is going to increase his gap by how much we're about to find out. He wins the Hungarian Grand Prix. A brilliant drive from him, but what is happening behind? Michael's going to be second. What about the final corner? It looks like it's going to be third position for Jack Lacey, fourth for Nowak, and It's Me fifth across the line. But what will it be when it comes to penalties? It's Nowak who gets third. Oh, Jack Lacey second, Michael with so many penalties that he drops to fourth. Wow.
Disaster.
And It's Me will be gutted he's not managed to get ahead of Michael. Look how big a gap there is.
Absolutely nothing.
Oh, man. Oh, man. I really enjoyed that. Really, really did. What a race, Paul.
Yeah.
Finally, it's time to decide our driver of the day. Who are you going to go for then?
I really... Do you know what? I don't know. I really don't know. It's a really difficult one. But you know what? Since Lewis got the win, I'm just going to give it to Lewis. That makes sense.
Okay. Well, you're going for Lewis. I'm going to go for Nowak. Up in 12th place, Nowak for me. That's a good job coming through the field like that to get that position. And I see Michael got a few penalties. Maybe he got a penalty for that collision with Brady earlier on, so that might be his argument in the stewards room. As it now comes up saying Zeno Mercedes won the race there, but no, that definitely didn't happen. But yep, a really good drive from Lewis to win and extend that championship lead even further now, because of course of that penalty to Michael. So let me try and do a quick calculation. He was 3 ahead, Michael finished, he's now 15 ahead, so 16 ahead in fact. So a superb afternoon's work for Lewis when it didn't look likely at all early doors. He has ended up extending his championship lead, and look at that, he holds the trophy aloft. He's delighted. And yeah, a very good day all round for Lewis, isn't it, Paul?
Yeah, indeed, especially now extending his championship lead. It didn't really look as if he was going to win it halfway through, but you know, and then that's what matters at the end of the race. So he won the race, and he's chuffed with that.
Yeah, he should be absolutely delighted. A fantastic performance for him. It turned out that that was the best strategy to do it. Those super softs to the softs. So there you go. It was PSR Lewis winning round 10 here in the Hungarian. A really exciting race. Sometimes the Hungarian cannot be exciting, but that was a thriller. He won then from Jack Lacey in second, who is showing up there with 13 seconds worth of penalties. How has he finished second with that? No idea what's going on there. Nowak is third. Michael the Greek God fourth. He'll be gutted actually. He was looking good for that second, but penalties was his issue. He finished fourth. It's me was fifth. Kalik, shout out to him. No penalties in sixth position. Good job. Falcon in seventh. Matt Tibos with eighth. Lickleblocks ninth, and Johnny R 95 rounded out the top 10. Frisky CG not quite enough for points today. He was 11th. Sarah Mercedes was 12th, and the rest of them, well, they all had the weekends to forget. Brady went in a huff after crashing with Cliffy. He left the session immediately. Phil just went for a Sunday drive. Cliffy ended in the wall. Shimasi had a nightmare. Bugatti got an end, and Bulletproof all out early as well. But yeah, enjoyed it, Paul. It was a cracker.
Yep, a very, very good race. A lot of action down in the midfield. Some great moves, some not so great moves, but all in all, it's a really, really good race to watch.
Yeah, it was a pleasure commentating with you, Paul. Two Scotsmen here. We brought the rain for the qualifying for you guys. Fresh from Scotland, some Scottish rain for you guys. But maybe Jamie will be back next week, and we'll all be back to those sunny conditions because he lives in a desert and he's a tin pot. Sorry, Jamie, if you're watching. Anyway, that's all from myself. That's all from Paul McGuinness. We're off next week to the Belgian Grand Prix, and that really is a cracking circuit, isn't it, Paul? It's my favourite by a mile. It's the one I look forward to all the time when I'm commentating races, the Belgian Grand Prix.
Yeah, definitely one of my favourites too. That first sector is just incredible, and then you've got the middle sector with all the downforce and pull on, and it's just a brilliant racetrack.
Yep, it really is a cracker. So be sure to join us next week, 5:30 usual time for that, the Belgian Grand Prix. But coming up next at 7 o'clock, we have got the ILR2 World Championship. And well, if that was anything to go by when it comes to strategies and on-track battles, you shouldn't miss it. It's going to be a cracker. Paul McGuinness, of course, my co-commentator, will be involved in that. So yeah, it will be a thrilling race. Hopefully Paul can get a good result for Scotland and bring home the victory, but doesn't seem too confident about his star choices. So that's it, and we'll see you next week at 5:30, 7 o'clock in a few moments time for ILR2 here at the Hungarian. It's good night from me. It's good luck to Paul. We'll see you next week.
See you later.